Quiet on the floor, please. Quiet on the floor, please. Council members, please take your seats. Quiet on the floor, please. Quiet on the floor, please. Council members, please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please place all electronic devices to vibrate. Madam Majority Leader.
Recording in progress.
Good afternoon and welcome to the stated meeting of July 18, 2024. I am Majority Leader Amanda Farias and I'd like to thank you for joining us. If you would like to follow along, the agenda for today's meeting is posted on our website. On behalf of the body, I welcome the members of the public who have joined us here today. During stated meetings, only members of the council may speak. Members of the public shall remain silent. If you wish to express your support of any remarks, you may make the silent approval gesture. I want to remind my colleagues that decorum is to be respected at all times. Insulting each other is not appropriate. All remarks are to be addressed to the chair, and members shall not speak unless recognized by the chair. It is essential that even if we disagree, we treat each other with respect.
Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Roll call.
Abreu.
Present.
Ariola.
Present.
Aviles.
Presente.
Ayala.
Here.
Banks.
Here.
Botcher.
Present.
Brannan.
Here.
Brewer.
Here.
Brooks Powers.
Present.
Caban.
Present.
Carr. De La Rosa.
Here.
Dinowitz.
Present.
Felice. Gennaro. Gutierrez.
Presente.
Hanif.
Here.
Hanks. Go ahead. Holden.
Here.
Hudson.
Present.
Joseph.
Present.
Krishnan.
Here.
Lee.
Here.
Lewis.
Present.
Marmorato.
Present.
Marte. Mealy. Menon.
Here.
Moya.
Here.
Narcisse.
Present.
Nurse.
Here.
Osei.
Present.
Palladino.
Here.
Powers.
Here.
Wrestler.
Here.
Riley. Rivera. Salam.
Present.
Salamanca.
Present.
Sanchez.
Present.
Shulman.
Here.
Stevens.
Here.
Ung.
Present.
Vernikoff. Williams.
Present.
Juan.
Present.
Yeager.
Here.
Zhuang. Borelli. Farias.
Present.
Speaker Adams.
Present.
Thank you. We will now have today's invocation, which will be delivered by Rabbi Yermi Levy from Sephardic Congregation of Mill Basin, located at 2133 64th Street in Brooklyn.
Before we start, just want to acknowledge and to thank from the bottom of my heart to the Speaker of the House, Madam Adrienne Adams. Thank you so much for welcoming me so beautifully, so graciously. And of course, my beloved Councilwoman of the 46th District, the one and only Narcisse Mercedes. I just want to say one thing. When we get together in such a beautiful place, I call it a sacred place, this momentous occasion with the honorable council members, distinguished guests, something comes to my mind from the Bible. It says when God was looking for a vessel that could contain all his blessings, he was searching for a vessel. He found one vessel called peace, shalom, salam. That's what he found, a vessel called peace. I look at everybody around here in this beautiful place. It's a diverse city, diverse council. But when God said, the vessel, my vessel, is peace, we can have different opinions. We can argue every once in a while. Yeah, right. Every second of every moment. But at the end of the day, we'll leave this place as friends, as brothers and sisters. When Moses was about to depart, to leave the world, he was about to say farewell to his nation, to his people. Sefer Bamidbar, the book of Numbers, chapter 27, verse 16. He prayed to God and he said, Adonai Elohei Aruchot, please, the God of the winds, He did not say the God of wind in singular, God of winds in plural. Why he said that? If you take few people, 10 people in one room, one would say it's very cold in here. The other one would say it's crazy hot. It's very hard to please everyone. Moses said, please God Almighty, I'm about to perish. I'm about to leave the world. I'm begging of you. I'm pleading you. I'm pleading with you. Appoint a leader that can contain and observe and care and love each and every person that lives in the world, that is in the world. Please, so many winds, so many people, so many directions, so many states of mind, so many opinions. You need a leader that can handle everything, that can love each and every one and give him special attention. As I see in my district, my leader, my beloved leader, the councilwoman, Narcisse Mercedes, she works day and night, every moment of every single day. She sees diversity, different religions around, but she cares and she works with every leader of every single religion to put everybody together, to love everyone, and to be there for every single one. There are a lot of problems around the world, but we are here in New York. We have to take care of our neck of the wood. We have to take care of every single New Yorker, young or old, men, women. Doesn't make a difference, Jewish, not Jewish, Christians, Muslims. We're all God's children. As council leaders and members, I plead with each and every one of you. You have to pass so many bills every single day. Care about every single New Yorker over here. Do whatever it takes to obey God's command, to take into yourself every single person with his own needs. We have so much that unite us than divide us. We need peace. We need love. A lot of TLC. And I do not mean taxi and limousine commission. I mean tender love and care. And I want to tell you something I saw not too long ago. A valedictorian wrote something and said something so beautiful. He said, my mother taught me that negativity has 10 letters, but so is positivity. Cry has 3 letters, but so is joy. Enemies has 7 letters, but so is friends. Hate has 4 letters, but so is love. I pray to God that may He grant all of you and all of us with much love. I pray for a true love. I pray for a true unity. I pray that we break all the walls between us. I pray for a lot of peace in the world. May God grant all of you with the strength, the power, the love, the care, the wisdom and the courage to move this beautiful city forward. We have so much to do. This is the greatest city, the greatest city. It's in your hands to make it even greater. May God bless all of you. May God bless the Speaker of the House, Madam Adrienne Adams. May God bless the Mayor of the City of New York, Eric Adams. May God bless my favorite councilwoman, Narcisse Mercedes. May God bless each and every one of you. May God bless this beautiful city, remarkable city of New York. And may God bless the United States of America. Amen.
Thank you. Shh. I would now like to ask Councilmember Mercedes Narcisse to spread the invocation on the record.
Thank you, Madam Majority. It is my distinct honor to spread on the record the invocation delivered by my dear friend and a truly extraordinary leader in our community, Rabbi Yermi Levy of the Mill Basin Sephardic Congregation. You have been a true leader for our community. When everything going around the world, you knew that it was important to call all of us together. So I want to say thank you for that, to remind us what is the purpose a leader of a community should be taking, the step we should be taking, not against each other, but to work with each other. So I do appreciate not only you, your family, are truly amazing people. We are indeed blessed to have you with us today, and it is a great appreciation and that I acknowledge your invocation. You are a contribution to not only to the District 46, but the city of New York. Your dedication creating unity and your openness to all people as an inspiration to all of us. For over 3 decades, Rabbi Levy has been a visionary rabbi and dynamic community leader whose profound wisdom and unwavering dedication have left an indelible mark, particularly on Mill Basin and Bergen Beach neighborhoods of District 46. His leadership is characterized by remarkable openness and genuine ability to connect with people from all walks of life. Rabbi Levy makes it so easy to foster. I appreciate you. You are a dear friend. You united us when it was very tough, very hard for all of us. You saw strength when the time we're supposed to be weak. So I want to say thank you to you. You have spread numerous initiatives which have addressed critical social issues and provided support and hope to those in need. Your effort to promote spiritual growth, community engagement, and charitable endeavors continue to inspire and uplift countless individuals, not just in District 46, not just in New York City, but in the country at large. So thank you. On a daily basis, Rabbi Levy is building a legacy of transformative impact, unwavering faith, and steadfast community to making the world a better place for all of us. Thank you, Rabbi Levy, for your profound works and for your continued dedication to making District 46, New York City, and United States of America a better place for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now have the adoption of minutes by Councilmember Lynn Schulman.
I make a motion that the minutes of the stated meeting of June 20th, 2024 be adopted as printed.
Messages and papers from the mayor.
None.
Communication from city, county, and borough offices.
Excuse me, M58, Bronx Borough President Report.
Received, ordered, printed, and filed.
Petitions and communications.
None.
Land use call-ups.
M59 through M62, various applications.
Thank you. I now ask that the clerk take a roll call vote on today's land use call-ups.
Abreu.
Aye.
Ariola.
Aye.
Aviles.
Aye.
Ayala.
Aye.
Banks.
Aye.
Botcher.
Aye.
Brannan.
Aye.
Brewer.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Brooks Powers.
Aye.
Caban.
Aye.
Carr. De La Rosa.
Aye.
Dinowitz.
Aye.
Feliz.
Aye.
Gennaro. Gutierrez.
Aye.
Hanif.
Aye.
Hanks. Holden.
Aye.
Hudson.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
Krishnan.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Lewis.
Aye.
Marmorato.
Aye.
Marte. Mealy.
Aye.
Menon.
Aye.
Moya.
Aye.
Thank you. Narcisse.
Aye.
Nurse. Osei.
Aye.
Palladino.
Aye.
Powers.
Aye.
Wrestler.
Aye.
Riley. Rivera. Salam.
Aye.
Salamanca.
Aye.
Thank you. Sanchez.
Aye.
Schulman.
Aye.
Stevens.
I request unanimous consent to vote on all items on journal order calendar.
Permission granted.
Aye on all.
Ung.
Aye.
Vernikov. Williams.
How about aye?
Wan.
Aye.
Thank you. Yeager.
Aye.
Zhuang. Borelli. Farias.
I vote aye.
Speaker Adams.
Aye.
Today's land use call-ups are adopted by a vote of 42 in the affirmative, and 0 in the negative. Thank you. We will now have communication from Speaker Adrian Adams.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Good afternoon, everyone. Before we begin, I want to take a moment to remember the lives of several New Yorkers who died on the job over these past few weeks. We are mourning the deaths of Naveed Afzal, a rideshare driver in Councilmember Hudson's district, Efren Patino Guerra, a hotel cab dispatcher in Councilmember Botcher's district, Shegos Chupa, a construction worker in Deputy Speaker Ayana's district. As a city, we are also mourning the deaths of Luciano and Maria Tavares, a married couple who died during a deadly fire in Councilmember De La Rosa's district on June 25th. Earlier this month, we lost 4 teenagers who tragically drowned in our city's beaches, Zainab Mohammed and Aisha Mohammed in Coney Island, and Elijah Chandler and Christian Perkins at Jacob Riis Park. As the summer continues amidst a heat wave, I want to remind all New Yorkers and visitors to take precautions and only swim at the city's beaches when a lifeguard is present. And we are mourning the death of Edgar Ordonez, an NYPD recruit who sadly passed away at Rodman's Neck in Councilmember Marmorato's district just 5 days before his graduation from the academy, and whose funeral was held this morning. Our hearts are filled with love for those of lost loved ones during this very difficult time. Yesterday marked the 10th anniversary of the killing of Eric Garner at the hands of police officers on Staten Island. This week, I'm thinking about his mother, Gwen Carr, who I have come to know and love, and the entire family as well. Even though they have suffered even more loss over the years, they've spent the last decade fighting for accountability. The tragedy of Eric Garner's death sparked a movement across the city and the entire country to demand a more just and equitable world, one where all communities are safe, which is what everyone deserves. It brought to light realities that many in our communities have long experienced, and the need for greater transparency and accountability in policing as key to true public safety. Eric Garner's legacy lives on in our struggles for accountability and justice, and on this 10th anniversary of his murder, we honor his memory and recommit to the work needed to secure safety for all New Yorkers. July is Disability Pride Month, a time when we celebrate the history, contributions, and experiences of New Yorkers with disabilities. This month commemorates the signing of the Americans with Disabilities Act, historic legislation that promotes inclusivity and accessibility. Our council has prioritized legislation and investments to support New Yorkers with disabilities, and we will continue to strengthen and expand these efforts. There are several other important dates that I want to recognize this month. July 1st was Ghana Republic Day. July 9th was Argentina Independence Day. July 10th was Bahamas Independence Day. July 20th is Colombian Independence Day. And July 28th is Peru Independence Day. Next, please join me in wishing a happy early birthday to Council members Rita Joseph, Tiffany Caban, and Minority Leader Joe Borelli. And on this day today, we celebrate the birthday of our own council's legislative director, Andrea Vasquez. Happy birthday, Andrea! Finally, I want to give a shout out to all of the council interns who have joined us today at the stated meeting, including our council interns from the Simon Wiesenthal Center. Welcome! Now let's move on to our stated agenda. First, we'll vote on the following finance item, a pre-considered resolution sponsored by Councilmember Justin Brannan, reauthorizing a 40-year Article 5 tax exemption for the preservation of one rent-stabilized building in Councilmember Osei's district. Next, we will vote on the following land use items, the Landmarks Preservation Commission's designation of the Old Croton Aqueduct Walk as a historic landmark in Councilmember Sanchez's district. The Old Croton Aqueduct Walk is a public walkway on top of the Old Croton Aqueduct, an engineering marvel built in 1842, which brought the first direct water supply to New York City. Upon its completion, the 41-mile-long aqueduct carried 45 million gallons of water daily to the city from a reservoir in Croton, New York. On April 27, 1940, after completing a substantial renovation, the Parks Department opened the Aqueduct Walk as an official public park and continues to maintain and upgrade the park to this day. 2118 Avenue U rezoning will facilitate the construction of a new 4-story mixed-use building. It will include approximately 10 housing units, including 3 affordable units and ground-floor commercial retail space in Councilmember Vernikov's district. 58-75 Queens Midtown Expressway rezoning will facilitate the enlargement of a pre-existing development in Councilmember 1's district. 27 through 24 College Point Boulevard commercial overlay will facilitate the development of a 1-story commercial building with a drive-through and bring several existing commercial uses into conformance in Councilmember Palladino's district. And Resilient Homes Staten Island, an HPD application for UDAP, approval and Article 11 tax exemption to facilitate the construction of 8 two-family homes and 7 one-family homes containing a total of 23 units. The sites, which were part of the Build It Back program after being ravaged by Hurricane Sandy, will be redeveloped under HPD's Open Door program, creating new home ownership buildings that are affordable to moderate and middle-income households in Councilmember Carr's district. Today, we will also vote on the following pieces of legislation. Resolution 10, sponsored by Councilmember Robert Holden, would recognize July 27th annually as Korean War Veterans Armistice Day in the city of New York to honor the courage and sacrifice of those who served. Thank you to our staff member, Regina Paul. Resolution 504, sponsored by Councilmember Sandy Nurse, authorizing the Speaker to engage in litigation on behalf of the New York City Council to oppose the Department of Corrections' efforts to suspend Local Law 42 of 2024, which bans solitary confinement in city jails. Thank you to our staff members Jeremy Whiteman and Natalie Meltzer. Introduction 863A, sponsored by Councilmember Justin Brannan, would require public notice if an actual contract differs from an agency's annual procurement plan in terms of contract length, nature of services, or affected civil services titles and headcount. The bill would also apply these requirements to contract amendments that would increase a contract's value to over $1 million. Thank you to our staff members Alex Polinoff and Alex Yablon. Resolution 292, sponsored by Councilmember Althea Stevens, calls on the New York City Department of Education to create an inclusive school dress code policy that complies with Title IX of the Federal Education Amendments Act and accounts for diverse cultures, gender expressions, and body diversity. Thank you to our staff member, Chloe Rivera. Next, Introduction 118A, sponsored by Deputy Speaker Diana Ayala, requires the Department of Education to post dress code policies on its website and report on dress code policies in DOE schools for 5 years, including information about whether each school has a dress code policy and data on dress code violations and penalties broken down by month, week, and student race and gender. Thank you to our staff member Nadia Jean-Francois. And introduction 435A, sponsored by Councilmember Pirina Sanchez, would require the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene to make available rapid testing services for sexually transmitted infections in at least 5 boroughs. DOHMH would be required to determine the locations for such rapid testing services and report to the Council on the considerations that went into making such determinations. DOHMH would also be required to conduct an education campaign to inform communities of the locations and availability of rapid testing services, and would be required to report to the Council annually for 3 years on the availability of rapid testing services throughout New York City. Thank you to our staff members, Christopher Pepe and Sandra Sucher. Thank you for your attention, colleagues. Now I turn it back over to our Majority Leader.
Thank you, Speaker Adams. We will now move into discussion of general orders, and I'd like to recognize Councilmember Sanchez.
Thank you, Majority Leader. First, I want to shout out our 16 SYEP interns who are up in the balcony. Thank you for joining us today. Nobody messed with me because I had 16 people behind me. It's not Gail's 40 interns, but we're working on it. And thank you, Speaker, for your leadership and partnership in designating the Old Croton Aqueduct, which is the literal spine of District 14. It's a big deal to all the advocacy organizations out there. And Intro 435, yay! Just want to say a note of gratitude to co-prime sponsor, the Public Advocate, as well as so many advocacy organizations who contributed, no particular order, but Caribbean Equality Project, Housing Works, Morris Heights Health Center, St. Anne's Harm Reduction in the South Bronx, Ali Forney Center, Callan Lord, Housing Works, Vocal New York, Latino Commission on AIDS, Health People, NYC Anti-Violence Project, African Services Committee, Black Health, Harlem Pride Destination Tomorrow, and a special someone named Dr. Devin English, who knows who he is. Thank you so much for your support on this legislation. And of course, colleagues, the members of the LGBTQ caucus that supported the Women's Caucus, BLEC, Progressive Caucus. It took over a year to negotiate this piece of legislation, but it does reflect a massive investment in expanding access to rapid STI testing services. I'll just leave it with this and hope and beseech your yes votes on Intro 435. But racial inequities in STI infections have skyrocketed since the beginning of the pandemic, most harshly at the intersection of Black, Latino, low-income, and LGBTQ New York City communities. In New York City, Black and African American people and Latinx people make up over 80% of new HIV infections. That's from 2022. And in the Bronx in particular, we suffer from the highest rates of HIV infections and deaths from New York State's 62 counties. The highest rate, I will conclude, thank you, Madam Majority Leader, but this is not about sexual risk behavior, it's just about access, and that is what Intro 435 strives to do. It will expand new centers. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support on this piece of legislation.
Thank you, Councilmember. Seeing no one else signed up to speak. Report of special committees.
None.
Reports of standing committees.
Report of the Committee on Contracts, Intro 863A, Service Contracts.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Education, Intro 118A, School Dress Code Policies.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Finance, Preconsidered LU 105 and Reso 509, Tax Exemption.
Coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Health, Intro 435A, STI Rapid Testing Services.
Amended and coupled on general orders.
Report of the Committee on Land Use, LU 90 and Reso 510 through LU 93 and Reso 513, Zoning Amendments.
Coupled on general orders.
LU 98 and Reso 514, Landmark Designation.
Coupled on general orders.
LU 99 and Reso 515 and LU 100 and Reso 516, Resilient Homes, Staten Island.
Coupled on general orders.
Resolution appointing various persons Commissioner of Deeds.
Coupled on general orders, I now ask that the clerk take a roll call vote on the items coupled on today's general orders calendar.
Abreu.
Aye.
Ariola.
Aye.
Aviles.
Aye.
Ayala.
Aye.
Thank you. Banks.
Aye.
Botcher.
Aye.
Brennan.
Aye.
Brewer.
Yes.
Brooks Powers.
I don't know.
Thank you. Caban.
Aye on all, and congrats to my neighbor over here, Councilmember Sanchez.
Carr. De La Rosa.
Aye.
Dinowitz.
Aye on all.
Feliz.
Aye on all.
Gennaro. Gutierrez.
Aye.
Hanif.
Aye.
Hanks. Holden.
Aye.
Hudson.
Aye.
Joseph.
Aye.
Krishnan.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Lewis.
Aye.
Marmorato.
Aye.
Marte. Mealy.
Aye.
Menon.
Aye.
Moya.
Aye.
Thank you. Narcisse.
Aye.
Nurse.
I vote aye.
Thank you. Osei.
Aye.
Palladino.
Aye.
Powers.
Aye.
Ressler.
Aye.
Riley. Rivera. Salam.
Aye.
Salamanca.
Aye.
Thank you. Sanchez.
Aye.
Schulman.
Aye.
Ung.
Aye.
Vernikov. Williams.
I vote aye.
Juan.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Zhuang. Borelli. Varias.
I vote aye on all.
Speaker Adams.
I vote aye.
All items on today's general order calendar are adopted by a vote of 42 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions. Introduction and reading of bills.
All bills have been referred to committee as indicated on today's agenda.
Thank you. We will now move into the discussion of resolutions. And seeing no one signed up to speak on the discussion of resolutions, we will now have a voice vote on today's resolutions. If you wish to vote against or abstain from any of today's resolutions, please notify the Legislative Documents Unit by email or by approaching the dais. I'll now read today's resolution into the record. Resolution 10 recognizes July 27th annually as Korean War Veterans Armistice Day in the city of New York to honor the courage and sacrifice of those who served. Will all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Resolution 292 calls on the New York City Department of Education to create an inclusive school dress code policy that complies with Title IX of the Federal Education Amendments Act and accounts for the diverse cultures, gender expressions, and body diversity. Will all those in favor say aye? All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Pre-considered Resolution 504 authorizes the Speaker to commence legal action on behalf of the Council of the City of New York to oppose the Department of Corrections' efforts to suspend Local Law 42 of 2024. Will all those in favor say aye? All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? The ayes have it. We will now move into general discussion. And I'd like to first recognize Council Member Ung, followed by Brooks Powers, then Lee.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and Majority Leader. I'm proud to introduce legislation that will address the alarming increase in the number of squatters illegally occupying vacant homes across New York City. This is not just a nuisance, it's an infringement of the rights of property owners. However, under current laws, property owners are often forced into a lengthy and costly legal battle in housing court to evict those illegal tenants. During this time, the squatters are allowed to remain in their homes, creating an untenable situation for those who legally own these properties. Intro 997 will create a home vacancy program managed by the NYPD and offer a much-needed layer of protection. Property owners or their tenants will be able to register a home if they plan to be away for more than 21 days. This registry will serve as an official notice that no one should be occupying the property during the specified period. This simple yet effective measure will prevent the squatters from claiming they have a legal right to be in the property, thus eliminating the need for property owners to endure the time-consuming and expensive process of pursuing legal action in housing court. By preempting such claims, we could ensure that homeowners are safeguarded against the violations of property rights. I want to thank my co-sponsor, Intro 997, Minority Leader Joseph Borelli, who understands that whether you're a Democrat, Republican, conservative, or progressive, New Yorkers have the right to secure and retain their property. Homeownership is a cornerstone of the American dream. This legislation is not about, it's just about property rights. It's about justice and fairness for homeowners. I urge my fellow council members to support this legislation and join us in protecting the rights of New York City homeowners. Thank you.
I'd like to recognize Majority Whip Brooks Powers, followed by Councilmember Lee, then Gutierrez.
Thank you. I'd like to just take a moment to welcome all of the interns that are here, but in particular, I'm also joined by one of my interns from the Simon Wiesenthal Center. We are joined by Brina Berger, who has been helping in our Far Rockaway District Office. We also have been hosting 8 other Summer Youth Employment Program young people. It's been a wonderful experience, and I just wanted to lift up these programs that are giving work opportunities to our young people throughout our district. So a hearty welcome to everyone that is here.
Thank you. Councilmember Lee, followed by Gutierrez, and then Menon.
Good afternoon, Madam Speaker, Majority Leader, and colleagues. It is my pleasure to introduce legislation today that continues the City Council's ongoing work and advocacy on mental health, and will hopefully help some of the students that are here today. Intro 989 would require the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene to create student wellness club toolkits and informational materials. These would help students create wellness clubs and peer-led spaces focused on their well-being. Peer-to-peer support, as we know, services are one of the most effective and rapidly growing models of healthcare. By also requiring the Department of Education to make these toolkits available to all middle school and high school students, this legislation would help bring a version of this model to our youth in need. Thank you, and I hope you can all join me in this effort.
Councilmember Gutierrez, followed by Menon, then Williams.
Thank you, Majority Leader. I'd first like to recognize the passing of a giant for North Brooklyn, for Los Sures, for the South Side, David Lopez, who passed away 2 weeks ago, a former young lord, a former board chairperson for Los Sures, Brooklyn Legal Services Corp A, and my mentor in organizing, who taught me you show up for everybody because no one struggles by themselves. So we will be honoring his legacy this weekend, and just wanted to give my condolences to his family and the extended Los Sures family, who I know will miss him dearly. I also just want to thank Speaker Adams for recognizing Colombian Independence Day. We lost last Sunday, but we gave it a good fight. I quickly just want to acknowledge amazing Colombian leaders that have been organizing in the city for a long time, including Luis Eduardo Acosta, who's the organizer of the Festival de las Flores, Alejandro Martin, Alexandra Arisistabal, and Carlos Calicho Arevalo. Thank you all so much for all that you do. Gracias por todo lo que hacen. And lastly, I just want to take a second to thank my wonderful, intelligent, hardworking Chief of Staff, Anna Bessendorf, who will be leaving the council or leaving my office this week. She's been instrumental to my office in the creation and distribution of the fire guide after experiencing a traumatic fire in her own home, instrumental in our universal child care legislation, instrumental for our tech committee, and so much more. You will be missed. Anna, thank you so much for your dedication and commitment to District 34. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Recognizing Councilmember Menon, followed by Williams, Shulman, and Palladino.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce Intro 991, also called the Safe Hotels Act. I want to thank Council Members Hudson, De La Rosa, Abreu, Filez, Juan, Shulman, and Banks for joining me on this critical bill. New York's hospitality sector is one of the best things about our city. There are so many high-quality hotels that keep visitors coming back, but unfortunately, there are too many that threaten the well-being of their guests, neighbors, and workers. Consumer complaints about hotels have doubled in the past 5 years to DCWP, and complaints to the Better Business Bureau about hotels have doubled nationwide also in the past 5 years to over 15,000 complaints per year. My bill is about ensuring that all hotels in our city are operated in a responsible manner by targeting the bad actors that are operating in our city. For example, at the beginning of 2021, New York City experienced its first homicide of the year at the Umbrella Hotel in Kew Gardens. Despite numerous complaints made by community members about this hotel prior to the murder, no action could be taken because the city literally had no jurisdiction over the hotel. The hotel ended up closing in 2021, but it was the management's, not the city's, decision to do so. Licensing, quite frankly, is one of the most powerful and effective tools we have to regulate businesses. My bill would require all hotels to be licensed, prohibit subcontracting for core services, set standards to prevent human trafficking, and meet minimum hygiene standards with a sanitation policy, install panic buttons in guest rooms, maintain certain records for DCWP, and protect workers. In short, we're addressing a consumer, public safety, and workers' rights issue all in one bill. Hotels are an important economic driver of the city, and we want to make sure that they are properly regulated in a way that benefits all. I ask my colleagues to sign on to this vital bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Recognizing Councilmember Williams, followed by Shulman, then Brewer and Joseph.
Thank you. I just wanted to add my voice, welcoming the interns to the chambers, specifically my interns, Jeremy, Zaria, Alicia, and Mia, and also Emerald. It's been a pleasure to have them in the office, and I'm so excited that they're here with us today. Thank you so much.
Councilmember Shulman, followed by Brewer, Joseph, and then Aviles.
Thank you, Majority Leader. I, too, want to recognize my Selma Youth Employment Program interns, Jackson and Salma, and my Simon Wiesenthal intern, Avi. Today, I am introducing two resolutions that are sort of near to each other. One is Resolution 506. It's calling on Congress to pass and the President to sign the Resident Physician Shortage Reduction Act of 2023. We have an incredible shortage of residents, and I've been working with the Committee of Interns and Residents. Congress is the one that regulates how many residents there are in each locality. So this is something that's really, really important. The other one is Resolution 507, which is the resolution calling on the New York State Assembly to pass and the governor to sign a bill in the legislature to enact the New York Affordable Drug Manufacturing Act. This act requires the New York State Department of Health to establish partnerships directly with drug manufacturers to help lower drug costs for consumers and address drug shortages, of which there are many, including antibiotics and chemotherapy for cancer patients. So I urge my colleagues to please sign on to both of these resolutions. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to recognize Councilmember Brewer, followed by Joseph, Aviles, and then Narcisse.
Thank you. Number one, I just want to remind people that this is 21 years since James Davis was killed in this hall. I was here. We always think about him, along with Sergeant-in-Chief Rafael Perez, Carl Davila, and Israel Martinez. We were all here that day. We're the only ones left, I think, but I just want to think about James Davis. He was killed right up there. Number two, in terms of some of the interns, and I thank them so much, is Masario Faye, who's a SUNY Albany student, Jana Fisher from Xavier High School, Matan Freegood from University of Southern California, Zabir Singh, Xavier High School, Leah Spector from Rutgers University, and also a Wiesenthal Fellow, Solan Sylvan, Stanford University, Zaylin Tilley, Fordham University, Avi Slado Katz, who's from Ramaz, but also a member of Community Board Number 7, Marilyn O'Day, Baruch College Campus High School, and Ali Stouffer, who's an Al Van Fellow. We love the Al Van Fellows. I want to talk about Intro 981. This would require public reporting of cannabis enforcement activity. It would include inspection locations, outcomes, and granular data. The sheriff, consumer affairs, cannabis management, they're all doing a good job. But the public wants to know what's happening with smoke shop enforcement in their neighborhoods, and it's very hard to get information. The state law does require the city to send bi-weekly reports on enforcement to the Office of Cannabis Management at the state level. The sheriff's office hasn't started producing these reports because they're still waiting for instructions from the state, but there's no requirement to share when they get the reports. It's sometimes hard to get information out of this administration, as we know, so we keep introducing these data bills, and this is an example. We just need basic information. I also have a 311 data bill on the same topic because there's no place at the 311 category to list questions about unlicensed cannabis businesses. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilmember Joseph, followed by Aviles, then Narcisse and Ressler.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Today I'm thrilled to be introducing 4 pieces of legislation and co-prime 2 others alongside my colleagues, Councilmember Julie Menon and Councilmember Lincoln Ressler. Intro 986 is a law in relation to a pilot program to involve mental health professionals and professional candidates in students' wellness clubs in public schools and high schools. Intro 987 is a relation to a pilot program to develop, distribute educational material regarding the reduction of surplus food in public schools. And Resolution 499, calling on the United States Congress to pass and the President to sign the Protecting Consumers from Deceptive AI Act, and Resolution 500, calling on the New York State Legislature to introduce and pass, Governor to sign, the legislation to New York City School Safety Act to require that all campuses of State University in New York and CUNY to permit autoimmune and immune-compromised students and faculty to learn and teach via remote instruction in as many courses as feasible whenever students or faculty are dealing with that, impacting their condition, which would prevent them from fully functioning. And I'd also like to shout out my intern, Brendan Etienne, and Lily from the Simon Wiesenthal Center. Thank you.
I'd like to recognize Councilmember Aviles, followed by Narcisse, Ressler, then Krishnan.
Thank you. First, I'd like to, in the spirit as my colleagues, shout out our fabulous interns, Charlie Gorham, Noah Hemley, our Alvan Fellow, Amarachi Nangadi, and our SYP interns, Sarah Hernandez and Beryl Hugh. I'd also like to extend my deepest condolences to the great Jose Lopez, and I will be there in the South Side. He is such a figure in the Puerto Rican community, and I thank him and his family for his profound contribution. So Jose Lopez presente. Today I'm introducing Reso 497, which applauds the protection of the First Amendment rights that were granted through the settlement reached in September 2023 when the State Attorney General, NYCLU, and the Legal Aid Society sued the NYPD. Importantly, we continue to see the threats to our First Amendment, especially with this administration, including recent violent responses to pro-Palestinian protesters and their confiscation of protest tools so that they can't fully exercise their rights. A bloated budget for the NYPD press and public relations that seems to set up to target critics. Unprecedented use of practices known as retention authority, which allows officers who use tasers and batons on protesters to walk away without consequence, and an announcement of a possible mask ban on our public transportation system threatening public health, all just to hunt down protesters. We cannot allow our First Amendment rights to be chipped away at whenever our individual beliefs are regarding the presence of the NYPD in our city. Our right to protest is the underpinning of a democracy, and any effort to silence dissent is fundamentally in opposition to our collective ideals. I encourage my colleagues to sign on to this resolution, and if it occurs to you, biting is not allowed. Thank you.
Councilmember Narcisse, followed by Ressler, then Krishnan and Ariola.
Thank you, Madam Majority. I want to say thank you to my intern and SYEP, Madison, Najid, and of course, Jordana Rudolph, that's here with us too. And all of you guys, you make the future look brighter, so I appreciate you being here. Today, I am proud to introduce Intro 992. M at enhancing transparency and accountability and community involvement in our efforts to prevent gun violence and promote overall safety in our neighborhoods. This is so important to me. This bill will require that the Mayor's Office for Neighborhood Safety and the Prevention of Gun Violence publish detailed information about service provider organization under the crisis management system. It ensures that the criteria used for selecting these providers are clearly explained and accessible to the public. Additionally, this legislation requires timely notifications to relevant council members, community boards, and local NYPD precincts whenever a service provider is selected or their contract is not renewed. This will ensure that all stakeholders are informed and can be effectively collaborate with these organizations. Finally, the bill calls for an annual report on the progress made towards the goals set by the office and each service provider. This will help us track our achievements, identify areas for improvement, and maintain the highest standards of accountability. I firmly believe that Intro 992 represents a crucial step in our ongoing commitment for making our city safer and supporting the organizations that work timely toward the goals. You can get my point because I'm excited. I want to know what they do. Thank you so much.
I'd like to recognize Councilmember Bressler, followed by Krishnan, then Ariola.
Thank you, Majority Leader. I'd like to join Council Members Aviles and Gutierrez, and I'm sure Krishnan, in just expressing my most profound condolences to the family of David Lopez. David was an inspiration, a fighter, a real champion for justice, and he is sorely missed. I am proud to be introducing Intro 994 today. It has been hot this summer, like crazy hot, and we need to do something about the fact that heat is the #1 climate killer. We need new regulatory and enforcement models that can actually ensure that people are safe in the face of climate change. Here in New York City, 350 people are dying each and every year from heat-related illnesses, and the majority of those people are dying in their homes. And not in a single one of those homes can you find an air conditioner. These are preventable deaths. Just a few weeks ago, on June 21st, 51 New Yorkers found themselves in an emergency room due to heat-related illnesses. It is getting worse each and every year. And just like we ask landlords to provide heat in the winter, we need our landlords to provide cooling in the summer. And that is what Intro 994 would accomplish. This is a real solution to combat the realities of climate change, and it's a piece of legislation that is urgent. And so I hope that you will join me in co-sponsoring this legislation. I want to thank Councilmembers Nurse, Joseph, Hudson, Osei, Krishnan for already signing up as co-sponsors, and I hope many others will join. Heat is a dangerous killer. It is disproportionately affecting low-income African-American and Latino New Yorkers, and we need real solutions to ensure that every New Yorker, every tenant has access to cooling so that every apartment in New York City is safe and habitable. Thank you.
I'd like to recognize Councilmember Krishnan, followed by Ariola.
Thank you so much, Majority Leader. First, I want to welcome Clara Bonfili and Sarah Sanders, our interns who are here with us today, too, for today's Stated and for the summer. I'll quickly just say that we face a water safety crisis in this city, as the speaker mentioned before as well, and we're introducing 2 pieces of legislation on this issue today. But more personally, I also wanted to join my colleagues in expressing my deep condolences for David Lopez. David was a human rights activist, a guerrero for housing justice, a poet, and historian of community struggle. He was a founding member and longtime board member of Los Sures. David was an inspiration for so many, myself included, from my very first days as a lawyer, and we fought many battles together over the year right here in this chambers. David was as passionate about his community on the south side of Williamsburg as he was for Puerto Rico. As I told him just a few days before we lost him a couple weeks ago, I still hear his voice and words of wisdom in my head as a council member. He taught me and so many others so much about organizing, about how to fight, but to fight smart and effectively. His spirit lives on in so many of us he mentored. Rest well, David, you've earned it. Now we carry the work forward. My condolences are always with your son, David Lopez Jr., your family, and your extended family at Los Sures. Pa'lante, siempre pa'lante.
Councilmember Ariola, followed by Hudson.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Considering this is the anniversary month for the assassination of James Davis, I think it's appropriate to note that on Saturday, July 13th, a would-be assassin only narrowly missed killing a former president of the United States. This act would serve as a wake-up call and should serve as a wake-up call for all of us. The temperature of the political discourse in this country is at a point higher than it has ever been in decades, and it needs to be turned down. We have gone from amicable disagreements over policy to outright hatred of opposing views. The demonization of the other has become the norm, with outlets on both sides of the aisle consistently spouting claims that their opponents will bring nothing but destruction and tyranny upon our union. We need to reject this fear-mongering claim. We need to reject the deep division that's been sown among us. We need to remember that at the end of the day, we are all here for the same reason. We may have different views on how to achieve this, but our goals are ultimately the same. We want better lives for our friends and neighbors. We want better futures for our children. We want an America and a city where our loved ones can truly thrive and grow. So I believe it's time to put down the hatchets and let's rethink things before our X fingers get the better of us. Let's turn down the temperature here and all over the country and view each other not as enemies but as colleagues. Let's work together to find common ground and build on it. Let's abandon the faction mentality that has brought us to this point in history, and together we can truly build a better, brighter future for everyone. Thank you for the time.
Councilmember Hudson.
Thank you, Majority Leader. I also just want to thank Councilmember Brewer for mentioning the anniversary of the death of James Davis, on whose shoulders I stand as the current representative of the district that he once represented. And like my other colleagues, I also want to welcome my interns for the summer, Karen Ramirez Collado, Damaya Everett, and Shahir Udin from CUNY Career Launch Interns, or from CUNY Career Launch Program, and Clinton Charter from SYEP, and Julia Swearden from the Simon Wiesenthal Center. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no one else signed up to speak, I'd like to shout out my summer interns, Abdul, who's here with me today in the back, and JK, who's helping out run our district office. I'll now call on Speaker Adrienne Adams to close today's stated meeting.
Thank you, Majority Leader. The stated meeting of July 18, 2024 is hereby adjourned.